Thanks for joining us today. Today's guest is Bolu Ojo. She's now running a company called SparkDefy.
My company and my idea started in the classroom, actually. So I took my experience as a welder. I had welded a little bit, but one day I was talking to my coworker, and he's like, I once caught my hair on fire welding. As someone who used to do like a formal hairstylist for other people, I'm like, I'm not willing to cut my hair off. I'm not willing to catch on fire. Let's start there.
Right.
Never mind cutting it off right now. So I had a classroom project that was like design something with sewing that had technology, and I'm like, cool, I want to look into like flame resistant stuff and hair coverings, and like, what does that look like? Is there something out there for people with long hair? Really nothing. I'm like, nothing?
From industry-leading tube lasers and benders to high-performance sheet lasers and press brake systems, BLM Group delivers more than machines. Automation, software, and application expertise come together to create fully integrated production solutions, backed by training, service, and support to keep your operation running at its best. Smarter software, seamless connectivity, systems designed to work together and streamline production at every stage. One partner, more possibilities. BLM Group. And now, back to the episode.
Welcome to the Fabricator Podcast. My name is Dan Davis.
I'm Lincoln Bruner.
Thanks for joining us today. Today's guest is Bolu Ojo. She is, I was going to say an industrial designer, but I think entrepreneur is a role she now sees herself falling into. She's now running a company called SparkDefy, a company that's making head coverings for people with long hair who wish to have their hair after welding.
And not burned off.
Yeah, fire-resistant head coverings for. Yeah.
So she came up with the idea while she was at school at Iowa State. So we chat about her introduction to welding and how that kind of inspired her and how that kind of turned into a business. So
yeah, you mentioned she's an entrepreneur. She's kind of like a full-time whirlwind is what she is. I mean, she's got so many ideas and so many different areas of interest. Kind of started in college and it kind of continues till now. I mean, well, she just recently graduated. I suppose that's natural. But yeah, I mean, she just absolutely threw herself into just about everything she could in college.
Yeah. And, you know, one of the things that stood out to me is how she arrives at Iowa State not really having the greatest college experience. And she made a commitment to get out there and throw herself into different activities. And I think that's a good lesson for, life in general. If you sit back and wait for it to come, it's not going to come as fast.
No, I just remember in college, wondering where am I going to go with this whole writing thing, and then got one class with the editor-in-chief of the local newspaper. I thought, okay, that's it. And that actually translated in my first job, but I had no idea. It was like, just throw yourself in and see where it goes.
Yeah, and the thought entered my head. Kids probably refer to it as the hustle, right?
Yeah,
trying to make it happen. And I didn't bring that up because obviously a hustle for her means different than it does for me, who grew up during the disco age. It's the ability to just kind of go out there and make connections, knock on a door, ask questions.
Yep.
And she's certainly developed that as a skill and something she really didn't have. So, I mean, there's a lot to admire about where she is right now.
Yeah. She learned how to weld, sew, start a business, all in her final year of undergrad.
Yeah. I mean the old cliche of drinking from the fire hose, like she found a bigger hose.
Yeah.
Man.
And she actually had to go to another university. Her first experience at that level didn't work out. So I don't know. Really inspirational, really good product, really good story. So I think you're going to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Another product of Howe's Welding.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched the episode, after you finish this one, if you haven't watched the one with Joe Makowitz, another great story of someone finding welding and manufacturing and making a connection. So, there's opportunity for a lot of people in this industry. So
absolutely.
Watch this episode, tell your friends, family about it, and enjoy. See ya.
Tim Heston here from the Fabricator magazine. Every year I have the privilege to talk to some of the largest contract metal fabricators in the U.S. as part of our annual Fab 40 list, which we publish every June. This year, the stories I heard were especially dynamic. The numbers are significant. They show just how much the industry has grown over the past 10 years. More significant than the numbers, though, is the sheer diversity of operations. The bottom line, there's no one way to grow a contract metal fabricator, a fact that the Fab 40 proves every year. Learn more about this year's Fab 40 at thefabricator.com.
Thanks for joining us today, Bolu. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm Lincoln too, by the
way. Can you give us an idea of how I was trying to figure out where to start the conversation because I have questions about everything. Let's just start at the very beginning.
Okay.
Did you have any background with working with metal growing up?
Not a single thing.
Really?
No, I couldn't even really tape measure. I didn't know nothing about metal or that world. I knew some things come in metal. I knew forks and spoons, and that's about it.
What was your background like? So where'd you grow up?
So I was born in Minnesota, but I grew up in Toronto, Canada. That was really fun. I grew up around a lot of people. I went to daycare, so I was like doing a lot of hands-on stuff there with Play-Doh and arts and crafts and just exploring. I moved to Winnipeg, Canada later, and I actually went to a school with vocational, so they had welding and they had all these things, but I didn't touch that stuff at all.
Right.
I was like in music, I was in sports. I couldn't care less about the shops.
In Winnipeg, that's kind of reflective of the area because there's a lot of agricultural.
Yep. So absolutely, there's some fabrication shops out there. There's agriculture. So, I mean, they had refrigeration. They had wood shop. I didn't touch none of that with a 10-foot pole.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't care less. That wasn't my interest.
Right.
Coming to college, I decided to go into industrial design, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna make products. I'm gonna learn how to make stuff and be efficient. But again, nothing with metal until I think my sophomore year of college when I needed a job, and my department head was like, hey, I have a friend who owns a welding shop named Jim, and I was like, can I make money from this? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I can learn manufacturing. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, sure, I'll do it. Let's just see what happens. So
Wow. So that connection is kind of interesting. So you're at Iowa State.
Yep.
And we have another person at Iowa State, Joe Makowitz.
Yep.
That actually has been on the podcast and she writes a little bit for us on thefabricator.com. So I thought maybe there was a connection there, but this is simply like, apparently Jim Howe has a pipeline of like, students that come from Iowa State then, huh?
I mean, he's been known in Ames for so long. So a lot of students do go to him to like do internships or work, work for a semester, or they just kind of stumble across it on their own. I kind of stumbled across it on my own, but I just needed a job for rent, and I wanted to learn how to work in metal a little bit.
So in industrial design, this is another question. What are they teaching you early on in that, and what did you like about it, and did you work with metal at any time during your early part of the education
so
career?
they essentially just teach you the process of being like user-centered. So how do I design products for humans? I mean, when you open a door handle, you turn left or right, but somebody designed that, right? To go left or right, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. They teach you how to sketch, so how to like communicate with like drawings to people. They teach you how to do research, so how to like actually talk to people and like, because people will tell you their problems without telling you their problems. You got to ask the right questions. So they teach you how to do that, and how to actually like make prototypes. So out of blue foam, they'll teach you how to make prototypes, or sewing, or cardboard, or tape, but like quick iterations, and how to make a final prototype. But like we didn't touch metal really. I did like a garden tool project and a kitchen tool project, but nothing with metal. Like,
so in the education, do they get to the point where you're actually maybe doing some examples? I know like when it comes to prototyping, sometimes you're working with wood, plastics of some sort. Or do you get to the point where you actually are going to be able to kind of work with something?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of up to you to a degree. Like what the project calls for, sure, but the people who want to go the extra mile, you can go ahead and go down to our makerspace on campus and take the welding class, take the wood shop class, and go the extra mile. Or you can kind of just like leave it where it's at a little bit. So it's really depends on what the student wants to do. Some students are really into like CAD and they just go crazy on their renders. Some people are like, I love sewing, I'm gonna go crazy on the sewing. Some people are like, I hate sewing, I'm gonna do enough to get the grade. You know, so it just depends on the student.
Yeah, I remember getting a B on my sewing in home ec. That was about as much as I ever wanted to sew.
You're serious?
Yeah. I had to take a home ec class.
That's
in
pretty good.
High school.
That's pretty good skill.
Was a B good or bad for you?
Bad.
Oh.
I didn't
B
want
for bad.
Yeah, B for bad. A for amazing.
Right.
No, so what interests me in that you're talking about how you first got into welding. What was your first hands-on experience with welding then at this job that you got, and what happened?
So I walked in and I was like, this place smells interesting. I mean, it's just like you just get hit with everything, like fumes and sludge and grease and everything in between. And they're just like metal stacked on itself. And I had never seen metal like this before. Just racks and racks. And I'm like, whoa, like this is how things are made. Like this is kind of crazy. I didn't weld for probably at least maybe 6 months. I was just kind of learning. I mean, I couldn't do anything, right? I couldn't even really tape measures. So I can clean a lot of stuff though. I could clean a lot. So I was around the welders and I was watching them and I'm seeing what they're doing and I'm seeing a lot of the prep because, I mean, they're doing everything. They're prepping their own stuff and they're going to weld their own stuff. So I'm watching everything there. They measure twice, cut one. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching it all. I'm handing them tools. I'm learning to punch. So I'm punching stuff a lot. I'm deburring a lot. I'm in the space just watching and observing. And I mean, the first time I did anything, I was like, metal's really heavy.
Yeah.
Whoa. And Jim's like, you got it from the corner. Like, you got it. Keep going. I'm like, with the hoist, like, I got this. He said, I got it. You know, my fingers are getting pinched. I'm like, is this normal to have all these little cuts? But he's like, yeah, you get tough. The first time I welded, though, I begged and begged to weld. I mean, every day I'd be like, do I weld today? He's like, no. Do I weld today? No, hand me the tool. Hurry up. Like, so the first time I welded was just some hog pins. I mean, it was just a round stock and a pin, you know what I mean? Like, I was just welding some pins. And I was like, I'm so excited. And I did it. And I was like, this is really hard. I can't see. Where's the puddle? What am I doing? And I was just some MIG welding. And he's watching me over my shoulder like, too fast, too cold, too hot. And I'm like, how do you know this? Like, how do you hear that from across the shop? But he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Right.
I still say I'm like an apprentice because I'm still learning so much. I can only really MIG weld right now and do a lot of like fabrication stuff and cleaning, but it was really cool and I really love just learning and practicing. So
Are you still doing it?
Yeah. So with school, I kind of did it part-time working there just because I was a full-time student, an RA, of this and of that and of that. So I would work part-time for him. So now that I'm graduated just past May, I can go work for him a little bit more while doing my business. So I'm excited to get in there.
So doing the welding early on, did you have the luxury of like a face shield where they would turn on and off in terms of the you didn't have to flip the shield down is what I guess I'm asking.
No, I had what Jim had. I was just flipping it down.
Really?
It was no auto, nothing. It was just a blackout.
So when I first had the opportunity to take welding lessons, that was like one of the things where they wouldn't give you the ability to use a welding helmet with the on-off for the lens. The idea was if you could learn to put the shield down, that's the best way to do it because you'll be able to do it with whatever helmet you have.
Absolutely.
But you flashed yourself anyway, didn't you?
No, I couldn't get the thing. Like, I'd be lost. Like, I'd be looking at the thing, and it goes down, and I'm like, where am I?
Right.
And so the transition early on can be very intimidating.
It can be. I think I tried the auto once, and I was like, I kind of don't like this, and I just chose to go with the full, I mean, I kind of prefer at this point.
Yeah.
I've gotten used to it, and kind of like what Jim was saying, what you're saying, like if you can do it with that, you can kind of do it with anything. So
kind of the old school approach. Did you advance in terms of welding other things besides basic like pin placement?
Not really. I'm still kind of an apprentice and a beginner, so I do a lot of practicing. Once I get back in there a little bit more, I can get my hands a little more dirty. But I've been able to do like some water jetting. I've been able to do some milling. I've been able to do some plasma cutting.
Right.
Just all this stuff. He does it all there. So I've been able to do so much there. A lot of hoisting, manual hoisting as well. That's been fun.
Have you had conversations with people who are like, have no idea what you're doing and you have to kind of go into, how long does that transition take in terms of first introducing what you're doing and then trying to get them to understand it?
I don't know if they ever understand. I mean, I show them the videos and they're like, cool, I don't know how that works. I mean, they're like, what my parents thought was crazy when I first took the job. They're like, are you okay? Do you need us to come and get you? Like, you don't have to stay in Iowa. Like, we can pick you up. Like,
they make all these people in Iowa do these things.
Right. Like, you don't have to, I thought you were going to school for industrial. What does welding have to, they were confused. So, yeah, I don't know if people ever really understand. Well, I feel like those who kind of know a little bit, they're kind of like, okay, I'm familiar. Or like, I took a welding class in high school, but other folks are like, you like melt metals together and something.
You should ask your parents to come down and then met them at the airport with a welding helmet on. It was like, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
This is what I normally wear now.
I send them videos of me when they're like, please be careful. Like, do you need us to come and get you? Don't hurt yourself. So, yeah.
So I began asking about industrial design because I don't have a deep knowledge of like what exactly goes into the education. Do you see a connection between what you've learned and what kind of the thing you're doing now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
How
yeah.
is that?
I mean, my company and my ideas started in the classroom, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I took my experience as a welder. I had welded a little bit, but one day I was talking to my coworker, and he's like, I once caught my hair on fire welding.
So
And
that company is SparkDefy.
SparkDefy, yeah, that's my company. So working at House, my coworker's like, I've caught my hair on fire welding, and I just buzzed it off. And he was a male, and he's like, I just buzzed it off, and he just kept walking. I'm standing there
Something
like,
every female wants to know about.
and I'm standing there like, what? And he's like gone off doing something else, and I'm like, wait, come back here! Like, you buzzed off your hair? Like, what do you mean? So he's like, yeah, I just caught it on fire, it caught a spark, and I buzzed it off. And I'm like, I can't do that. I mean, I can't do that.
No.
As someone who takes a lot of pride in their hair,
Spends a lot of money on your hair.
I would just say, as somebody that has hair,
who
you
has
definitely want to
hair,
protect it.
as someone who used to do like a formal hairstylist for other people, I'm like, I'm not willing to cut my hair off. I'm not willing to catch on fire. Let's start there.
Right.
Never mind cutting it off right now. So I had a classroom project that was like design something with sewing that had technology, and I'm like, cool. I want to look into like flame resistant stuff and hair coverings and like, what does that look like? Is there something out there for people with long hair? Really nothing. I'm like, nothing. Nothing like in 2026 or 2025, like there's nothing. So I mean, there's welding beanies, but I'm like, I can't fit my hair in there. I've tried. It stops right here and it falls off after a while.
Right.
So I got the experience to like go through the whole process with industrial design. Starting off with sketches, I'm just sketching like different hoods and hats and beanies, balaclavas. And then I go ahead and start making prototypes out of like cheap cotton. I'm like sewing quick things and I'm putting it on and I'm like, it's not quite right. It fits a little weird. That's not very intuitive. And then I actually take it over to the welders and I'm like, you try it. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
So I take my prototypes and I'm like, what do you think? What should I change? Like, I'm making it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So like Joe, she was one of my people that I tested it out with, and people with long hair. I'm like, they're like, it's close, but like, that's not really nice. I want a pouch in the back so I can put my hair tucked away, or I want something that's like satin lined so it doesn't break my hair off. And they're giving me all these ideas, and I'm like, I never would have thought about it. I mean, I'd been welding for 6 months. She's been welding for much longer. So
how many iterations did you have to go through before you finally found something that you were happy with, or they were happy with?
I think about 4 or 5 iterations before I finally got something that was like, okay, this is close.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, this is kind of like what I want. And then from there, it's like just tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it. Different stitches, different fabrics, different sizes.
So you really got into sewing yourself, though.
Yeah, I learned. I mean, I had exposure to sewing a little bit, but through this, I really had to like learn how to sew. I mean, I had to learn how to fix my machine if it broke. Had to learn the different stitch types. Had to learn how to back, like all these different things with the sewing machine. So I was like learning the whole sewing machine now.
Did they have sewing machines available on campus?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we have a lot of things available. I mean, we have our own wood shop on campus. They have a metal shop on campus. We have a sewing, like we have a whole makerspace building
Oh, okay.
just for this, where students can go and like use whatever they need.
Go Cyclones.
Yeah. So I got to do the entire experience, and I finally got something that was like, okay, this is like the final. And I gave it to them. They're like, it works. I mean, it can keep my hair safe. I can wear it safely. It tucks my hair out the way. And I mean, I always say like in school, you try hard because you want good grades. You want to make your parents proud. But I really just want a really cool welding cap for myself at the end of it.
So it was really kind of a personal thing at first, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was all.
Did you tie that in with a project at school, sounds like, as well?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's with the project at school, like, and I present the project at the end of the semester to my teachers, and I'm like, I'm doing my presentation, it's photos of me in there, right? Like, I'm like, my hair doesn't fit in a welding cap. This is why I made this. Here's photos of the final project. And they're like, great job, you A+, you did it.
Right.
And I'm like, awesome, I get to wear the cap finally, like, I can actually, like, take it back and wear it now. Thanks, guys.
What kind of material is this made out of?
So originally it was made out of, like, Nomex on the exterior and, like, satin on the interior. But I've been working on it and developing it now for like a year. So now it's just made out of an FR cotton.
Okay.
So it's pretty durable. It's kind of like the stuff for your coveralls.
Okay.
Just navy blue. I want to make some other patterns and other colors, but right now that's the safest and what I can get my hands on. So I make those and I sell them on my website, SparkDefyGear.com. And I've been getting really good feedback, which has really been rewarding.
So what were some of the steps that led you to form the company? When did you think that, hey, maybe this might be an opportunity?
So I first made the cap in like December, and I was like, awesome, I'm done. And then Iowa State had a pitch competition, like a 90-second pitch competition for like $500. And I'm like, shoot, let me try. It's 90.
Is it like through the business college or something like that?
Entrepreneurship center. So it's like it just opens the whole
Business
campus.
college, it's entrepreneur center.
So I'm like 90 seconds, I can win $500. Like no slides. I could talk for 90. I could talk for a long time. Okay, I could talk for 90 seconds. So I get up there and I'm like, I do the pitch. Like, imagine you're in the welding project and like all the thing, and they're like, awesome, you won $500. I came in first place, and I'm like, what? I just won. They're like, it's yours, and I'm like I can do anything with this $500. Like, what? You tell a college student that, they're like, yippee, like what?
Yeah, there you go.
So after that, I made it to the second round now, and now it's like the grand prize of $5,000, and I'm like, oh, like we're going against heavy hitters, okay? Everyone here is a winner. Everyone won the first round. Like I'm going across the whole campus.
Is it like
now.
a state competition at this point?
It's a campus-wide
Oh,
competition.
so you were just like the entrepreneur, then it went to a...
Yeah. So it's like open to anybody on the campus. The first round was like just me against students in the College of Design, like people in my college.
Oh, okay.
Second round is against everybody in the college. So
Engineering?
Engineers.
Okay.
I'm like, I hear engineers, and I'm like, I'm shaking in my boots a little, like, ooh, they're big brains over there, okay?
Right.
And I go up there and I do my pitch, and we're waiting for the names to be called, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know, like, Lord, whatever your will is, let it be done. And they're like, first place, Bolu, and I'm like, what? Like me?
Wow.
Like, did you see his idea? Like, that was really good. I won. So from there, it kind of just snowballed this effect. I kept entering more pitch competitions across Iowa State and across the nation at this point. So I went to Kansas and won $10,000. I went here and I won this much. And I'm like, I think I have a really good idea. Like, people really think this is like a business idea. Like, I can do this.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Iowa State has an accelerator program, like an entrepreneurship accelerator program over the summer. Anyone on the campus can enter it, and you can take your idea there, and to spend the entire summer like building your idea. They give you $6,500. They have mentors, they have coaches, they bring in lawyers, they teach you everything there is on business. So I applied to that, and I get in, and I'm like, okay, like this is real now. Like, put your suit and tie on. We're going in. Okay. So over the summer, that's when I actually developed it into a business. I would say before that, it was just an idea.
Right.
But that's when I started developing it like a business and actually thinking more like a CEO and an owner.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about what's my why? Who am I trying to serve? Diving into the welding world a little bit more. Who are my users? How do I become an LLC? How do I buy the laws, taxes? So I learned all this in the summer, and I'm like, okay, this is a real business. And from there, I made my website. I became an LLC. I began my patent pending process, and I did the whole thing. So
why do you think your pitch stood out from all the other ones that like you were going against?
I think one, I have to pay some I pay some of it to industrial design. I know how to present and come with a polished idea. Some of the ideas might come in a little bit half baked, you could say, or not fully there. But I have the skill set to do a render. I have the skill set to make a really cool poster, so I can really give you the full buffet or the full spread. But with that, I have a personal attachment to it. When I talk about it, I talk about my experience being the welder who was scared of catching my hair on fire. I talk about my experience being a Black woman in welding. I talk about my experience being a woman in welding. So like, I have a really strong personal connection to it, and I think the audience could feel that based off the feedback I've gotten. They're like, I could tell you're really passionate about this. And I'm like, I really care about hair. Like, I really do care about hair and being safe in the space. And I think that everyone should be able to do their job safely. So I think that's part of why I was able to stand out in those spaces so well.
One of the things that we've talked with a number of women about is the fact that, for better or worse, it is difficult for women to get their foot in the door in this industry sometimes, which is not a good thing to talk about. It's not something we're proud of as an industry, frankly. So I think one of the things that I'm interested in is to hear your experience right now as you're getting into this field, as you're getting into this industry. What have been your initial impressions about the receptivity of people to your idea, and the impressions that people have given you for your product and your company?
Yeah, I think the ideas and the feedback I've gotten have been really supportive.
Great.
I feel like everyone I talk to is like, why hasn't this been a thing? And they're like, why hasn't this already been a thing? Like, you mean you're the first? And I'm like, kind of, yeah, like nobody else is really doing this. So it's been really positive.
Yeah.
I think through social media, you get a couple of haters here and there who are like, who needs this? I've been welding for this many years and I don't even use a hood. And you're like, okay, well, all right, sure.
They probably do it in short sleeves too. We don't want to see those arms.
Yes. I don't like my hair. I want to burn it all
I wear
off.
sunglasses and I'm like, whatever.
I don't need an ashtray. I just put my cigarettes out on my forearm.
You're also welding with like flip flops on.
Right.
Right.
So I get a couple of those every now and then, which I feel like everybody gets a couple haters here and there. But I mean, the comments and the people I'm getting from women and safety directors are like, I've been looking for this. Where have you been? I feel seen. I feel validated. And that's been amazing to hear that from them. Like,
That's very cool.
absolutely.
So, it's interesting. Obviously, with the internet, a web-based store makes a whole lot of sense, right? It's easy to get up and running. You can make connections, easy to find. Is there a desire to try to get this into like welding supply houses, or is that kind of a part of your long-term vision for the company and the product?
Absolutely. I would love to get this into some welding suppliers and some stores out there for sure, so it's a little bit more accessible for people.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great to have it on shelves and see it out there. I think that would be like, I think I would like possibly like faint if I saw it in the store, like it's real, like it's here.
Right.
So that's definitely my long-term goal, is to get it on shelves potentially. Even build out a full women's PPE brand one day would be a great goal of mine. I have so many ideas right now. I've been doing this for about 6-ish months now as a full-time business now, launched since December. So I'm still pretty young in this, but I'm really excited. There's so many opportunities, like so many things I could do.
Right.
So
What's the thought behind the name?
so originally I was called No Spark when I was like pitching to people, and then I learned about trademarking and I was like, okay, that name is taken, so let's make a new name. But the idea with just SparkDefy is like we just defying sparks, not your spark, but defying the sparks and dangers around you. So yeah.
So part of the feedback you're getting online, is it coming from educators as well? Because I feel like there's, as new people, part of the industry is looking for talent wherever they can get it. And male, female, they definitely want to encourage people to try it. So imagine people in touch with the younger generation might be excited to have something like, hey, you don't have to worry about prom. Your hair is going to be fine.
Yeah, that's the audience I've been trying to get in front of, and I've been able to get some calls and talk to those people, and they're like, this is great. I would love to have a sample. I would love to give it to my students. And I've gotten good feedback from the students as well, like, we love this. This is great. So it's been a great mix of educators, safety directors, the welders themselves, people who don't even weld, who just think it's really cool. So.
Right.
Oh, and I was going to say, details. Where are you getting these things manufactured?
So right now, I've been making them myself in Ames, Iowa.
Oh, wow.
I've been hiring contractors who sew for me, but the plan is to get a manufacturer. I would prefer someone in the United States just to keep it here so I can keep an eye on it and just see it, and then have those made out of possibly the Midwest. Honestly, that's where I'm at. I support the Midwest. I want to continue to support the Midwest. So, yeah, I would love to have that done here.
Cool.
In terms of variety, do you offer like a limited selection now with anticipation of probably doing a little bit more? Like, what do you see in the near term with the product?
So right now it's just kind of the one cap, the navy blue, one size, but I've been developing and trying to figure out more sizes as well as different patterns, because I just feel like if you know welding caps, there's skulls, American flags, all the fun patterns.
Right.
And I want to keep that culture alive and bring that into my next batch of welding caps. So I've been working on how to like keep it safe, but also keep it fun with the patterns so people can express themselves. But yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to PPE, do you see other shortcomings outside of like hair coverings?
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at the women's PPE out there, like there's a lot of gaps out there when it comes to gloves and coveralls, shoes, and all these different areas. And I know there's some companies out there doing it, but I would love to be able to add to that repertoire and like the selection of stuff out there. And
yeah, one of the things we've heard is just the ill-fitting gloves.
Right.
They're just too big. The fingers are too long.
you lose dexterity. Yep. Yeah, I've heard it all. So I've been able to try out some gloves for women's gloves, and they're really sick. But I think there's still room for more improvement. Women's PPE is still pretty young compared to when you look at males' PPE. So there's still a lot of room for improvement. And
it's incredible. I think, man, I've seen launches only within the last like 8 to 10 years, which for me is a long time, not as long for you. But so, I mean, it is kind of new in terms of trying to find stuff that women welders want to wear and feel comfortable in wearing.
And that's what's most important, right? What do they actually want? I mean, we can make all the stuff we want, but if it's not what they want, it's just it's kind of pointless. That's how I see products in general. So you got to make what the people want.
Yeah, outside of gloves, you find the other stuff a little too bulky?
Coveralls. I found those to be a little bit ill-fitting, just for like when it comes to like the hip area and like the bust area. There's just not a lot of room there for that to work comfortably. Like I have coveralls, but when I move around, I can feel them being constricting in those areas. So I think there's some room for growth for sure.
Yeah. Do you see this as a natural extension of like your industrial design?
Absolutely. I mean, I think this is exactly what I went to school for.
You just didn't know it.
Yeah, I just didn't know it. Exactly. I mean, I was going through school, like thinking about like, what do I want to niche down in? Like some of my friends are like, I want to do apps. And people are like, I want to do cars, shoes. And I'm like, I don't really know what I want to do. I just like making stuff, you know?
Right.
So I feel like I found where I'm supposed to fit. I think this is like where I'm at with soft goods and thinking about women and thinking about these underdeserved and underseen groups. So, yeah.
Did you give one to your friend who set his hair on fire?
Unfortunately, he did end up leaving after some time, which is sad. I do miss him. But if I ever do see him again, he will be getting one for sure.
Yes, there you go.
But Joe, she definitely got one right away because she helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
Did your friend have long hair or was it just short hair?
When I met him, he just had short hair. So I'm like, wait, I didn't even know you had long hair. What?
Keyword had.
Right. I was like,
It was a recent tale then. Wow.
It must have been. I'm not really sure, but or maybe he just kept buzzing it. I'm not sure. But I was like, I gotta see a photo of the long hair. And I was like, what? I never knew you had long hair. So yeah.
What do your parents think now?
Now they support it. Now they're like, oh, we always knew you could do it. Like, you've always been gifted and talented. Like, but at first they're like, we don't know what this girl is doing. Like, let's just hope for the best. But I think they're proud of me now and they're happy where I'm at.
Where do you think you would be if your coworker or I don't know, it was a supervisor or teacher at Iowa State had a friend that had been in like maybe had a bakery? Where do you think your life would have been if you hadn't gone to Howell's to work?
Not a clue, honestly. I have no idea what I would have been doing. I would have just been doing what I was doing. Just
can't see you designing croissants. I can see.
No, I don't think I'm a croissant type of gal either.
Croissant I love holders. They're like taco holders, but they hold multiple croissants at one time.
Exactly. I'm not sure what I would have done, honestly. I would just found. I will say, like, before I was in this, the welding world, and I still love it still now, but I love woodworking as well too. I took a semester class this past semester. I made a chair and a nightstand. I just love hands-on making in general. I think that's just kind of where I fall. That's why I think I've been drawn to sewing, just what I can feel and touch.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
That you didn't do that and like you just kind of found this at a university of all places.
Right.
Yeah. Do you find other people in your discipline being of like mind? Do they find working with their hands a little bit more rewarding, you think?
Absolutely. I kind of say it's like a 50-50 split. Yeah. There's people who are like, I love working with my hands. I love clay. I love touching. I love feeling. And there's people who are like, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Right. I will sit on the computer and do CAD all day. It's kind of like a 50-50.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
I wanted to ask you about winning those prizes. I mean, it sounded like a kind of a revelation to you. Like, really, I'm winning these? Like, what was when your name was announced? I mean, what went through your mind in terms of the possibilities for the future?
I literally froze. I mean, I sat there. I was like, what? The first time I ever won, I was like, I could pay tuition. Great. Like, that's amazing. I can pay tuition. I can get my books. I can eat. I can sleep. I can live life. You know what I mean?
Pretty important.
By the time I kept winning some more, I was like, I can like do whatever I want and start a company. So I was able to start my business. I was able to become patent pending with that. I was able to get my first roll of fabric. I was able to pay someone to sew for me. So just like a lot of these things that a lot of startups struggle with, I was able to do because of the winnings I had from these pitch competitions. Yeah. So absolutely. Yeah.
What are some of the other pitches that were made that you beat out?
I'm trying to think now. Oh, wow.
What did those big brain engineers bring to the table?
Funny enough, one of the pitches I did beat out, it was at the CEO conference in November, October. I beat out a friend of mine. We're friends now, but the time I didn't know who he was. His name's Bounce Back Pickle, and he does like pickleball stuff. And so he goes before me in pitches, and I'm like, oh shit, like he's really good. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, he's really polished. Like, that's a really good idea. I go up after and I pitch. I do my pitch. The judges ask me questions. It's a big stage, maybe 200 people, who knows, in there. This is probably the biggest stage I ever pitched on.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, like, all right, let's see what happens. And I'm sitting there in the audience, and people are like, do you think you're going to win? I'm like, whatever the Lord has happen, I don't know. I'm thinking like, no, I don't think I'm going to win. they call my name and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. But I beat a lot of ideas out there before. I mean, there was bikinis, there was pickleball stuff, there was cargo bikes, there is scientific kits. There was so many different things out there.
Wow.
I mean, these guys were coming in polished. As I kept pitching, I was pitching against like full-fledged out ideas. People have been running businesses for a year, 2 years, 5 years. Wow. And I was beating them out, and I had just an idea. I hadn't even started selling.
So that provides context to understanding why maybe you stood out in terms of, you use the word personal story, that I think kind of resonates, because the application is not, I don't want to, not to disparage the other ones, but this is kind of a must-have, right? Like,
yes.
People weld for a living, and the other ones were nice to have type situations.
A little bit there, yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, there's things that you kind of need and there's things that you kind of want, and I fall into a need. I mean, you need PPE, we need welders, and when I would talk about it, I would talk about how you need welders, how they literally, like, they build everything, guys. Like, you don't even realize how much they make, but, like, they make everything. So when I would talk about it, they're like, oh, this is a need. Like, we need this now.
Right. And just taking into account those initial reactions, you guys, like, where have you been? Why I've been waiting for this sort of thing. It's like there's always that age old, an idea whose time has come.
Exactly.
And, and you've got this thing that people have been waiting for, perhaps not vocalizing the need, but when it hits their screen, whoa, yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. When can I get 20 of these?
Exactly. I mean, when I did my initial research, I went to Reddit first because Reddit has everything. Yeah. And you just find threads of people being like, how do you guys keep your hair safe? What are you using to cover it? Hairspray, gel, caps? People are just looking for solutions on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. Like, they're going and creating these forums. So I would pull those stats out and those like messages when I would pitch and be like, look, people are like literally like begging for this thing. So absolutely.
For asking for somebody that doesn't have a lot of hair, are there means to like affix it? Is it Velcro? Does it kind of fold under, tie? How does it work?
So it has a pouch in the back, like a ponytail pouch. It's kind of similar to a scrub cap a little bit.
Okay.
So it's a pouch in the back, and then we just have ties, and you just tie it over and secure it that way.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to stay clear of Velcro and anything like kind of polyester that could possibly melt or be a potential danger point. So I keep it really simple. My motto is like, keep it simple, stupid. I mean, welders have a lot going on. They got gloves on, they got sparks, they got a hood, let's just keep it simple, something they can use and not think about. It's not over, under, around, and through. Just tie it up, keep it back.
Does the cotton fire-resistant material breathe a little bit?
Yeah, so it is pretty breathable there. I mean, they use it for coveralls, so it's something that's familiar to these people. It's not like a new weird fabric. So
it's space-age material.
Right. Only washed 3 times a month, like, something crazy.
There's a guy involved. You'll be lucky if it's washed that many times.
Yeah.
It would not be.
So just keeping it pretty simple there. It's pretty breathable. It's fire resistant, which is most important. And yeah.
So it's interesting at Hal's, Jim Hal's shop, with Joe working there. I imagine there's like an influx of all kind of backgrounds of people working there. There are other women.
Yeah, so we do have 2 other women who work there. One, she does machining, and the other one, she's a welder, actually from Illinois, funny enough. She's also around my age, who just started there, I think, a year ago or so. Okay. So I think we're just like, it's becoming more, it's like all women now, kind of funny enough. Yeah. And he's like, we're kind of like joke with him, like, maybe this is like the way to do it. Maybe this is what you got to do. Like, just bring in the women. We just do it better, maybe. I don't know. I'm not trying to start rumors, but that's what I've heard through the grapevine.
The opinions of the guests do not necessarily represent that.
Maybe they do.
Do you find yourself now being an advocate for like manufacturing in a way?
Yeah, I think I'm starting to find myself in that space. I'm still pretty new to it, so I'm still learning so much about fabrication and all the different like facets to it. I mean, pipe fitting, and there's woodwork. Like, there's so many things with fabrication you can do. So I've been learning more and more, but I do kind of find myself becoming an advocate and like almost like preaching to my friends, like, we need more women in here, and we have this. Like, I just like spitting stats out now as I learn more and more.
Well, there's certainly an opportunity, I think, in the pathways aren't necessarily traditional, right? They can you can do something, but you can do other things as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you see yourself wanting to do a little bit more in the shop?
I think so. Honestly, like right now I don't have any like certifications or anything in welding, but I've been kind of curious to like kind of learn more like the science behind it. Like I can do it, but I would love to learn like some of the science behind it. Because Jim will talk about things, but I don't fully understand, and I kind of want to understand.
He is knowledgeable. I mean,
yes.
I don't think I've ever met a more impressive like person in this industry. Honestly, in the short few minutes I was speaking with him when Joe visited us.
I mean, welding on Navy ships, like it doesn't get any
so
better
that's
than
exotic,
that.
right? Like,
right.
I mean, but his depth of knowledge about that specialty stuff, but even run-of-the-mill stuff, and Joe writes about it for her stories that she's done for Fabricator.com. It's deep. I mean, he's truly a resource.
I mean, he's learned so much welding on the Navy ships, and then he just takes on so many projects and a variety of projects. So he's constantly learning new things in the shop too. I mean, he's just constantly trying new things, learning, testing it out, and seeing what happens. So
that can't help but rub off on you, right? I mean, like,
I think so, absolutely. I mean, I think I've always been a learner, but like seeing someone at 67 years old also be the same way is like kind of refreshing. Like, oh, okay, like you can continue to always keep learning. Like sometimes I feel like you meet adults who are like they just kind of don't want to keep learning. It's kind of like, oh, like that's a little depressing. But seeing him, I was like, oh, okay, like I can choose to keep learning. Like it's a choice. So
Right. I think kind of keeps you on your feet.
Absolutely.
Keeps you a little bit younger. Do you find yourself having a differing opinion about your educational experience before college? Do you wish maybe you were exposed to this at maybe at a younger age?
Sometimes I do kind of wish I was exposed to this at a younger age, just because I mean, people who are like, I've been welding since high school, and I'm like, that's so cool. Like, I just started a couple months ago or a couple years ago. But honestly, I don't think I would change it. I think it worked out the way it's supposed to work out for a reason. I had other experiences that have kind of led me to where I'm at here, with being someone who's always been into hair braiding and doing hair, and being someone who does a lot of outreach on campus has really helped me, just being able to talk to people, being someone who chose industrial design, being someone that actually failed college before even coming to Iowa State really also taught me a lot too. So I think all these things have kind of prepared me for where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Were you on a typical college track in high school?
Yeah. So I went to high school in Canada. So I went to the university there in Winnipeg, and I did a year of biology. It was freshly COVID, so locked down everything.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, in high school, I was runner-up for valedictorian. I was known for all these things. First year of college, and I failed. I mean, failed. My parents were like, you failed? Like, are you? And for context, I'm the firstborn daughter in an immigrant family. Like, the pressure's on.
Yeah, right.
Pressure's on. So I think that taught me a lot, too. When I came to Iowa State, I changed my mindset. I was like, I need to be open to learning. I need to ask for help. I need to put myself out there. I need to talk to people. I want to do outreach. I want to talk to incoming students and tell them my story. So I think that all prepared me for where I am today, for sure.
Were you this extroverted in high school?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What pushed, like, what like, is it just an eventual thing, like a skill you develop as you got at Iowa State? Or did you feel like you needed it right from the start?
No, so I came to Iowa State. I was pretty shy. My first year, I was still pretty quiet at Iowa State. I kind of hated Iowa at first in Iowa State. But my sophomore year, I made a very conscious decision. Get involved, speak up, make yourself uncomfortable. You need to learn how to just be. Like, you need to have a better year than last year.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be sad and depressed again. I was like, I want to have fun, be the life of the party, be out there. So I made a very conscious decision. I got involved in like being an outreach person for the College of Design, being an ambassador, joined the Black Student Association, started a club, became an RA. Like, I did a lot, almost a little too much actually, to be honest. I was doing hair as well. But I was just like talking all the time, just talking to everybody, telling them my story, asking them questions, just out there. So I made a very conscious decision, but I think that helped me a lot today with being able to pitch and be able to talk to people and talk about SparkDefy and do things like this. So
is that your natural state now?
I think so. Wow. Yes. People will tell me like, Bolu, you're a little loud. Let's bring it down. I'm like, what do you mean?
I've never been accused of that. I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean? I hear it. Okay, I hear it now. I'm quiet down. So I think my natural state is a little bit more loud now, but I think it works out.
In terms of running your business now, what are some pieces of advice that you've been looking for? What are some things that you perhaps were surprised by getting into this as a business person?
I guess being a business person, like coming into this, I thought I knew it all. I was like, I'm a welder. I made the cap. I know everything. No, you don't know anything, actually. It's different. I had to learn how to market and talk to people and talk to different audiences. I had gotten really good at talking to designers about my project. I had gotten really good at talking to like pitch competitions. I was really bad at talking to the actual welder about my project and what I was doing and informing them. So like learning how to kind of relearning how to talk to people again was kind of a new thing. I kind of was like on a high horse, like I can talk to anybody. Like, no, you don't know this world fully. You're still kind of an apprentice in the welding space, still learning these things. So I just consumed a lot of media, kept watching and supporting other welders and female welders out there. And then learning how to like how much you sell it for, cost of goods, profit. How do you keep your website working and actually like functioning? I had a website. Did it work very well? No. So those different things I had to learn as well.
Yeah. How important was that entrepreneur program that was over the summer? That really set you on the right path?
I tell them every day, like without them, I don't know what I would be or what I'm doing.
Wow.
I mean, they brought in so many experts. They brought in attorney lawyers. They brought in a variety of attorneys, actually. They brought in people who do life coaching. They brought in other business owners. They brought in peers of mine who were also business owners, so college students as well. So hearing all these different stories was so helpful, and just asking questions. How did you start? What do you think? What are your thoughts? Like all these different questions I was able to ask them and get expertise. So it was really helpful.
That's really cool. Are you looking at this now as something you'd like to do long term, or what's your outlook for, say, the next 5 years?
I think I want to do this something long term for sure. I do think I want to continue to build SparkDefy, launch more products, which I've started my newest product this past semester in my final year of college, a hard hat liner situation that I want to launch pretty soon. Oh, wow. Pretty similar to what I'm doing now, but still working on it now. But I want to keep launching products. I want to keep creating stuff. I want to get in suppliers. I want to see my product in like technical colleges. I want to see my product all over TikTok and all these different platforms. So it'd be great. I just want to help people at the end of the day and make their lives easier when they work.
Have you connected with any mentors with like in the industrial space? Yes,
I have been very fortunate to get some connections in that space too, with like other welders, other people in welding companies as well.
Oh, wow.
Other fabricators, other business people.
That's awesome.
So I have a lot of mentors now, and I'm very grateful for all of them because I've been able to coach me, give me ideas, challenge me, have me think bigger. So,
Are you going to be at FabTech this year?
We will see. I'm not sure.
So there's a chance.
There's a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance.
It has been on my eye for a while, so it is something I do want to do. I don't know if I'm quite ready this year, but maybe next year. But I would love to just even attend and be in the space. And
I was about to say,
walk the floor and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Did you go last year in Chicago?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was just a baby idea then. I was no. I do kind of wish I had gone because it was Chicago and I could have just driven.
Well, it'll be in Chicago again next year.
Okay, so yeah, it is something I just want to like just walk the floor and see because I've been to I think one trade show, but it was like a smaller one.
Right.
But FabTech is like. This is the Olympics, okay? Like, this is the big dogs.
There's really a lot of buzz with product introductions, personalities.
A lot of PPE on display, too.
Yeah.
A lot.
So it's something I just want to walk the floor and just see and just be a sponge. Just be a sponge. Just be a sponge.
Yeah, that'd be an education unto itself.
Yeah.
So this past year's has been kind of like a whirlwind, right?
Yes, absolutely. Like, in the past year, so much has happened for me. I went from being an idea, from winning money, to not knowing a single business term in my, like a single thing about business. I didn't know how to get fabric. I didn't know how to cold call. I didn't know how to make a website. And now I'm able to like do those things somewhat comfortably. I'm still learning, but.
And you learned how to sew and weld at the same time.
Yep.
So just about a year ago, we posted a piece that you co-authored with Joe. How did you meet Joe? Was it at House or was it through ISU?
At House. I didn't know who Joe was before House. I walked in one day because I think we worked different schedules. And I walked in, I was like, oh, hi, I'm Bolu. What's your name? She's like, oh, I'm Joe. And I'm like, oh, this is my project. I'm doing this. Would you help me test it out? And then she's like, this is a great, like, we could write an article about this. And I'm like, sure. I mean, I'm sure. She's
pretty engaging.
Yeah. So, like, we worked together where I would just tell her, like, what I was learning, some of my research, give her some photos. She did a lot of, like, she knows how to really write, so she made it all pretty and nice. We worked together, and I was like, cool, we wrote an article. Like, that's really cool. And that was my first time having something, like, published like that. So I was like, this is so cool. Like, you could read this, and my name's right there. Like,
It made I literally thought you were just in the communications department again, like you were a friend. I had no idea that they're like the different various backgrounds of the people he brought into his shop.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of education for me.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he's willing to take on pretty much anybody who's willing to try it out. You learn pretty quickly who's with it and who's not.
I mean that literally is the example of a shop that does everything.
Everything, absolutely. No day is the same.
Right.
No day is the same. It's just not. There's just different things coming in all the time. New projects on projects. And
what's been your favorite project that you've tackled since you've been there?
Oh,
or memorable, perhaps.
Memorable. One day I had to cut a pretty big pipe on the cutter. There, it was heavy. I think I remember because it was really heavy, actually.
Did you need like a crane of some sort to get it in place?
We hoist everything up manually.
Okay.
So we do have an automatic one as well, but like when you got to swing in a 20-foot long piece of around the corner, you learn a lot. So I haven't been there in a while because of school. So honestly, one project we had started, but we're still kind of working on it now, which is like a bookcase.
Oh wow.
Hopefully that gets finished soon. But I think if that one gets done, that will be my favorite because I think it's like gonna be like 12 feet tall, and I'll get to like get some more welding. Nice. Hands-on experience there, but even just learning like the prep and like planning it out and watching Jim's brain work, like plan it out. And like I'm like, I would have never thought about that. I just thought you just do this and you no.
Well, it's kind of a science to even fixturing, right?
Yes.
I mean, you've got to get it all the angles like perfect, so it's not ergonomic, but not just ergonomic, but it's like it's actually going to set you up to get the weld done properly.
Exactly. Right? I think learning those different things about like how to weld in a comfortable position, how to like actually think your whole process from like it's kind of crazy sitting there like I'm trying to start my weld and I'm like, okay, let's just go. And he's like, did you think about how you're gonna do that and like how you're gonna set it up and what position you're gonna be in and is the table clean and like all these different parts and pieces. I was like, I was just gonna just turn it on and do the thing. I don't know, see how it goes. He's familiar. Like, do you know how much that piece of metal costs? And then you think about that too, right? Like you can't waste these different things,
especially nowadays.
And then these are big machines that cost a lot of money. Like you can't break these machines. Right. No, you break the brake press and we're screwed for a little bit. So
you definitely you become more aware of working in a place like that. Not only for what as you described, trying to protect the employer and the equipment, the investments that have been made, but also yourself.
Yes.
Because you can see not only does the smell remind you you're in a place you've never been before, but there's a lot of things that can do some harm if you're not paying attention.
Absolutely. I mean, how many times have I welded something and tried to pick it up? I'm like, oh shoot, where's the clamp? Like, damn it, I forgot. Like, I didn't think about the clamp when I was setting up, right? And now I'm trying to grab this with my glove, and now I'm burning. So, I mean, you learn pretty quickly, and start thinking things through all the way through.
Right. So. It's interesting to me to hear you talk about all this because I think about the time when I was a student thinking. You come face to face with your own ignorance, right? And it's like you either learn now and sometimes you learn the hard way, or you don't, and someone calls you on it. Yeah. So that whole process of having to kind of learn under the gun. Yeah. What do you think that's done for you as an entrepreneur?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. I mean, I gotta think quick and I gotta think it through. Even everything as being an entrepreneur now, I'm like, I gotta think things fully through, like write it out if you need to, spell it out if you need, like do what you gotta do to learn, right? There's no right way to learn. And I think when I walked into the welding shop, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, everyone knows what they're doing. I gotta kind of fake it till I make it. Like I'm sitting there like, he's like, okay, give me 3/8 or thick. And I'm like, okay, like 3/8, like 1, 2, 3. I got it. And I just grab a piece of, he's like, this is half. And I'm like, okay, I'll go back and do it right this time. So it's kind of just taught me like, there's no right way to learn. Do what you gotta do to learn. If you gotta write it out, write it out. If you gotta spell it out, spell it out. If you gotta do what you gotta do to get it right, there's no right way to do it. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I really applaud Jim for. He's been very patient with me because I didn't know anything. I mean, like I couldn't read a tape measure. Like, do you know how fundamental that is, guys? Like, can't read a tape measure. I'm really, really slow. So.
Well, then you have to learn imperial units too, so right?
Yes, I mean, and then I'm coming from Canada. I know centimeters. I didn't even know inches really, right?
Like inch crap.
So I would go home and I would have like little math sheets and I would practice so I could like try and be a little faster and be more helpful around the shop. So it's really taught me like being an entrepreneur. Like there's no right way. Do what you need to do do it the best way you can. So
Do you consider yourself an entrepreneur more so than like an industrial designer or a product development expert or something like that?
I would say so. I think I would say I'm an entrepreneur for sure. I do think at the core, I am an industrial designer, but I've built on these skills now to think more well-rounded now. I'm not just thinking about the designer or the user. I'm thinking about the other customers who are customer segments in this and my different business models. And I'm thinking about the logistics of this. And I'm thinking, I have this giant roll of fabric that barely fits in my car. How am I going to do? Like, I'm thinking about all these different steps all the way through now, not just, oh, I can make a render, or I could just do a really cool sketch, or I can just do research. I'm thinking about the entire thing now.
Sounds invigorating.
Yeah, it's very fun. It is frustrating some days. It is like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, golly. But it is very great at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Anything you want to add?
Yeah, so you just graduated.
Yeah.
Are you staying in Ames, or are you going to move back to Canada and build this business in Canada, or are you going to build it in Iowa?
I'm going to stay in Iowa for at least a year, I think, just because I do have my network and my community there, and I think that's important. I do owe my community a lot, like my friends and my family, a lot there, because they've helped me a lot during these times. Like, when you have a breakdown at 3 a.m., whoever picks up that phone is heaven sent, you know?
Yeah.
So I will be staying in Ames for a little bit there. I could possibly go back to Minnesota because that's where my family is right now, but I do want to stay in the U.S., I think, for the time being, for sure.
Gotcha. Are you going to build on your business skills, like take more classes, or welding skills, or all of these things all at once still?
I kind of just see what happens, to be honest. I just graduated like last week, so there's a lot of
Why
questions.
are you adding to a pressure, Gareth? Jeez,
No, you're
man.
fine.
Way to put pressure on her, Gareth.
I will still be working at House. So I'll be welding there, working my business. I have thought about going to a community college and getting maybe some certificates in welding. Because like I said, I want to learn more of the science behind it. I just love learning, and I think it'd be cool to learn some more behind what that is. Business classes, maybe, not quite sure. I have a lot of mentors who are helping me along the way, so they've given me advice about maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't, and all the pros and cons there. But yeah, anything's possible right now.
Well, FMA does offer scholarships for people that want to continue their welding or fabrication.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. I like that.
Where can people find out more about SparkDefy?
Yes, so SparkDefyGear.com is where you can find my website. There you can see my product. You can hear my story a little bit more, see a lot of different publications and articles I've been featured in. It has my TikTok, my Instagram, and all my social media handles on there as well.
What's your handle?
Spark.defy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's consistent over there?
Yep,
Oh,
just
look at
everything's
you.
the same.
Nice.
Yep.
Man, those entrepreneurs know what they're doing.
Boom.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having
Good
me.
luck.
Thanks.
I think you got a great product, and I think the industry will welcome it with open arms.
Thank you. Thank you for having
If you have any comments, criticisms, complaints, send them to Gareth at FMAMFG.net.
I'll grill you with more questions.
I'm just
not
seeing if
his-
anybody is actually listening
Not
at this
his
point.
email.
It's not. I'm sorry. Podcast at FMAMFG.org. And hey, if you want to help out Bolu with some welding, just make sure you get in connection, because I know there's some people out there with some welding equipment
Yes.
and offer welding week-long welding program.
That's right.
So be sure and do that. Other than rambling anymore, I'll say goodbye and thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
having me.
The Fabricator Podcast is a production of the Fabricators and Manufacturers Association. The show is hosted by Dan Davis and Lincoln Bruner. The podcast is produced by Gareth Slager, recorded by Griffin Hammond, and edited by Dana Weicker. Additional support provided by Andy Flando, Elizabeth Gavin, Sarah Spring, Amy Hudson, Mike Owens, Billy Kolpa, and Pat Simon. If you like this podcast, check out the FMA Podcast Network. Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.